Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video. So this one is going to be entirely focused on highlights of the Tiny Living livestream that they just did on their Twitch channel today. So something you'll notice pretty quickly after installing the pack is that when you go into Manage Worlds, you will get this pop-up. It's kind of similar to what we got with Dine Out, where it'll suggest to place a pre-made lot down. And in this case, it is a tiny home residential lot that is pre-made, and SimGuru Ninja actually made this one himself. If you do choose to place the lot down, then you will get a notification that the household is moving, if a household happens to live on that lot, and yep, then it's replaced with that house. And they did show off what it looks like, and it is kind of funny when you are doing this tiny build challenge. You might have to make some sacrifices, and in the case of SimGuru Ninja's house, there's no sink in the kitchen, so that you can just put the dishes in the garbage, or in true Sims logic fashion, wash your dishes in the bathroom. If you want to do this tiny build challenge, you have to change the lot type first. There's now two residential lot types, residential, which is still the same as it was before, but with Tiny Living installed, you also have Tiny Home Residential, and this will activate something new below the top portion of the UI, a counter that tells you how many tiles your house is taking up out of the tiles allowed for the tier you've chosen. Tiny Home Residential has 3 of these tiers. Tier 3 is Small Home, Tier 2 is Tiny Home, and Tier 1 is Micro Home. There's perks for these tiers, and if you manage to build within Tier 2 and Tier 1's requirements, you'll get more perks on top of what you already got for Tier 3. What's important to note is that it only matters with the size of the actual building that you're placing down, so the lot size of the whole lot does not matter. So you can build a tiny home on what is a 64 by 64 lot if you want, and you can have the rest of the home surrounded by nature or something. And there you can see an example of some of the perks that you get, like You Got the Touch, where skills increase at double the standard rate, and Lighten the Load, which means lower bills. One other little detail that they revealed is that your sim can brag about really tiny house if they are living in a tiny home. Then they talked about the new objects we're getting with this stuff pack. I'll get into my more detailed opinions on each and every object once I've uploaded my early access content. The embargo lifts this Sunday at 8 AM Pacific time. But overall, I can see myself using many of these objects, and there's some interesting opportunities for placing decor on some of them, such as on the stand of a floor lamp and a glass cabinet at the bottom of the new bookshelf. I also like that there's plenty of more plain neutral swatches. I also like that we are getting more mid-century sort of style objects. Specifically for this pack, SimGuru Ninja was saying that they were inspired by a Danish style called Hygge, and it's spelled absolutely nothing like how it sounds. And also, I forgot to mention, there's also a Pixar looking sort of lamp that I like too. And of course, they also showed off the Murphy bed, and it comes in 4 different variations, where you have one that has the couch attached to it, then you have one without a couch attached to it, then you have one with one bookshelf on the side, and then you have one with a bookshelf on both sides of it. And there you can actually see one of the fail animations, so even the children can fail to put down the Murphy beds, though I'm pretty sure the kids won't be able to die from the Murphy beds, just the teens and older can, but yeah, they can still get that stuck under the bed moodlet. And this moodlet has a rather interesting sense of humor. Ouch, that was super scary. What if you were trapped there forever? What body part would you have to saw off to get free? On second thought, don't answer that. One little detail I love about the Murphy bed is that the painting changes whether the bed is put down or folded up. It's like a daytime versus nighttime sort of motif. So there was like a daytime thing with those animals, and then nighttime when the bed was put down. One other noteworthy thing is that with the Murphy bed that has the bookshelves attached to it, you can move them all around as one unit, but you can still take the bookshelves off the Murphy bed and place them anywhere else that you want to. They also mentioned that Murphy beds do not work with the off-the-grid lot trait, since the Murphy bed has electronic components to it. While they did not show off the Murphy bed death because they wanted us to see that for ourselves, they did show off the new ghost that comes with it, and I was surprised about the abilities that it has. They're explained as energy vampires who will possess your Sims to drain their energy. Also, when Sims go to bed, the ghost will wake them up and remind them of the dangers of sleeping. Seeing this does make me wish even more that they could make the Happy Haunts theme that was in the community stuff pack voting into a game pack instead of just a stuff pack, because I think a game pack would have done that theme more justice, and then maybe they could also use that opportunity to go back and give the ghosts more unique powers. I know that at least some of them do have some unique attributes and special effects, but I'm sure they could do even more with them. We also gotta look at all of the Create a Sim items that are coming with Tiny Living stuff, and overall, like, once again, I'm going to go into my more detailed opinions once I do my early access content. But overall, I love what I'm seeing here. I don't think there's a single item in this pack that I don't like. They did mention how Tiny Living was in development long before the community stuff pack voting started, so it is just a coincidence that some of the items look like they have a very knit style to them. But the best part to me, by far, this felt like a mic drop sort of moment, because all the hairstyles that are coming in this stuff pack are not just for teens and up, they're also for children and toddlers. So every new hairstyle in this pack is for all ages. Wow. I mean, yeah, sure, you can argue we really should have had this sort of thing going ever since The Sims 1, but yeah, I'm still gonna give some credit where it's due, because I think it is good they went to this effort, even though we don't have any new clothes for children or toddlers in this pack. I still think it is pretty great that they did actually manage to convert these hairstyles instead of us having to wait for custom content creators to do that for them. And that pretty much takes us to the end of this live stream. So overall, I am impressed by this stuff pack, and I'm looking forward to playing with it for myself. And coming from someone who normally does not like stuff packs and wishes that stuff packs could just not be a thing anymore, that is saying a lot. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video. So feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on Tiny Living, and be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest content from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!